Okay, happy Thursday. Oh, and it's allergies. Anyway, today we are going to be talking about quadrilaterals. In particular, we're talking about parallelograms, trapezoids, rectangles, rhombuses, and then just classifying them. Once again, this pink sheet is going to help you so much if you still have it. On the bottom here, it has classifying quadrilaterals and how to by angles, parallel sides, and side lengths. So it's really helpful. If you do not have this, you could go up to Google, you could type in classifying quadrilaterals, and it'll probably give you something like this. So just to go over this sheet for now, a quadrilateral has 4 sides. That's why it's called a quadrilateral. Quad is 4. The sides may have 4 different lengths. They could be the same. It has 4 pairs. Doesn't have to have any pair of parallel sides. It just has that 4 sides. And then the angles can vary. Okay? And then there's a different set of them for each one. We'll go through that as we go through. So first, let's just start with X4, parallel sides and quadrilaterals. Remember, parallel lines never run into each other. So if I look at this as how many pairs of opposite sides are parallel, well, this is opposite sides. These are opposite sides. So it has 1 pair here and 1 pair here. So it has 2 pairs of parallel sides. How many pairs of opposite sides are parallel? Well, these 2 are opposite, but they're going to eventually run into each other. These 2 are opposite, but they will eventually run into each other. If I was to draw this going on forever, this one going on forever, they'd run into each other somewhere up here. Same with these. They'd run into each other. So it doesn't have any parallel sides. No pairs. Let's get rid of this. Okay, with this one, how many sides are parallel? This one and these ones. This one looks like they will never run into each other. So those 2 are parallel. These ones, if I continue to extend them, are going to. So it has 1 pair of parallel sides. Missed it. This one, I can look and see eventually they're all going to run into each other somehow. None are parallel. So I'm going to say no pairs. Here I have this side. They're like this. They're going to keep going that way. Up and down are parallel. So there's 1 pair here, 1 pair here. So that's 2 pairs. Jump a level. How many pairs of opposite sides are parallel? Looks like the top and the bottom are. This sides are going to eventually run into each other. So that's all you're doing with that one. Let's hop back to X5. So X5 is identifying parallelograms. So, from the sheet, a parallelogram has to have these things. The opposite sides are congruent. So that means the opposite sides are the same. Okay? It has to have 2 pairs of parallel sides. It has to have 2 acute and 2 obtuse angles or 4 right angles. So if I look at this one, are my opposite sides congruent? Are they the same? No. Like the lengths on this are all different. So I know right away it's not a parallelogram. And let's just look at this first. Is this a parallelogram? Are these 2 sides are congruent? These 2 sides are congruent. Both of them are parallel. They're never going to run into each other. Opposite sides. So yes, it is. Parallelogram has 2 pairs of parallel sides. That's why it's called a parallelogram. So these will go on forever. These will go on forever and never run into each other. So that is a parallelogram. This one, I can look at it right away and see that these are not parallel sides. Let's jump a level. Same thing. These are going to run into each other eventually. Not a parallelogram. This one, I have 1 pair opposite sides that are equal, 1 pair opposite sides that are congruent, I guess, equal. So yeah, it's a parallelogram. A rectangle is a parallelogram because its opposite sides are equal. This is not a parallelogram. These are already running into each other. Okay, let's go back to x6. Identifying rectangles. Oh no, I missed one. I went to x7. Back to x6, sorry. Trapezoids. Identifying trapezoids. There we go. So a trapezoid, the lengths can vary on the sides. They only need one pair of parallel sides, and the angles will vary. So like this one, I have these two are parallel sides. These are not, but that's okay. I only need one pair, so this would be a trapezoid. This one, do I have any that are parallel? These are going to run into each other. These will eventually run into each other, so it's not a trapezoid. I said that one pair of parallel sides. This one and this one, those are parallel, so that would be a trapezoid. These are going to run into each other, so that would not be a trapezoid. This and this look like they're parallel, they're never going to run into each other, so that would be a trapezoid. Even though these will, I remember a trapezoid only need one pair of parallel sides. That's where this sheet is really handy. It has all that information on it. You can use it to help you. Let's go to x7 now. So x7 was rectangles, which you guys should probably breeze through because that's one of those shapes you know since preschool. How many right angles does quadrilateral have? Well, I have 2. You can see them on there. Is it a rectangle? I can look and see no. So remember, a rectangle has to have opposite sides are congruent, like a parallelogram. It has 2 pairs of parallel sides, and it has 4 right angles. So this is 4 right angles. The opposite sides are congruent. It's 4 right angles. I see the opposite sides are congruent and parallel, so yep, it's a rectangle. Same thing with this one. 4 right angles. Opposite sides are congruent and parallel, so that is also a rectangle. This only has 1 right angle, so I know right away it's not a rectangle because it needs to have 4 right angles to be a rectangle. And I'm going to stop there because I think you guys got the picture for that one. Rhombuses, x7. So a rhombus has 4 sides that are congruent, 2 pairs of parallel sides, 2 acute, 2 obtuse, or 4 right angles. So the important things it needs to have are 2 pairs of parallel sides, and all sides are the same length. They're all congruent. So this one, I don't have 2 pairs of parallel sides. I have 2 right angles. Did I just go back to the same one? I did. Sorry. I'm going to go to x8 here. Rhombuses. Click on the wrong one. So all the sides are the same length. They're all congruent. And it has 2 pairs of parallel sides. These aren't going to run into each other. Neither are these. So it is a rhombus. Is this one? No. I do not have 2 pairs of parallel sides here. So a diamond is a rhombus. A square is a rhombus. This kite is not a rhombus because my sides are not parallel and they're not congruent. So that would not be. This one, all the sides are the same. They're parallel, but not going to run into each other. So that would be a rhombus. Okay. This one is a rhombus. Well, I have parallel sides, but they are not all congruent. They all have to be the same length. So that would be no. This one, all the same length. Parallel sides, the opposite sides are parallel. Yep. Okay. So the last one, x9, that we're going to do today. Classifying quadrilaterals. So select all the rhombuses. So I'm going to look at all the ones that have congruent sides that are parallel. I only see this one. So So that's what I'm going to choose. Same thing, select all the rhombuses. Well, this one's out. All the sides are the same. This one has sides that are the same. These look like they're parallel. Same with those. I'm going to select both of those. All the rectangles, they all have 4 sides. They all have opposite sides that are parallel. Have opposite sides that are congruent. All the trapezoids. Remember, trapezoid needs to have 1 pair of parallel sides. That's the only one I see. All the rhombuses. So that's what you're doing for x9. So for this one, you're doing x4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 6 seems like a lot of them, but they're fairly simple, especially if you have this pink sheet and you're kind of struggling. Otherwise, like I said, Google how to classify quadrilaterals, and you should be okay. But if you do need help, get a hold of me, and I'd be happy to help you. So see you tomorrow for Friday's work.